Hey everyone, and welcome to this explainer. I am absolutely thrilled to get into today's topic. We're diving straight into what I like to call the abyssal ocean. It's basically a metaphor for the deep and honestly often hidden psychic sensitivity of the astrological water signs, Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces. We're going to map out exactly how these three signs navigate the unseen emotional currents all around us.
So, do you feel the unseen? If you're tuning in and consider yourself an empath, or maybe you just know you've got some heavy water placements in your chart, I really want you to think about this for a second. Do you often feel the heavy weight of unspoken emotions? Like picking up on hidden currents and tensions in your daily life long before a single word is ever uttered? You see, you aren't just reacting to life, you're actively absorbing it.
Okay, let's dive into this. In astrology, the water element is about so much more than just having feelings. Water is literally the vault of the soul. It governs the 4th, 8th, and 12th houses of the zodiac. And these are the spaces that store our ancestral memories, our unspoken desires, and really our deep connection to the collective unconscious. These water signs uniquely transform what might feel like a totally overwhelming burden of emotional sensitivity into a legitimate, powerful psychic superpower.
Part 1. Into the abyssal ocean.
As we officially begin our descent from the shifting surface waters down into the mystical deep, there's this quote from our sources that I absolutely love. They don't perceive life as it is, they feel life as it is. If you have ever felt completely misunderstood by a purely logical, rigid world, well, let this validate your experience. For water signs, the boundaries between the known and unknown are basically permeable membranes. You experience the world with an emotional intensity that honestly borders on the supernatural, acting like human tuning forks, resonating with the energies of everyone you meet, which, let's be real, can be absolutely exhausting.
Part 2. Cancer. The Moonlit Guardian. So, we start our descent just below the shifting tides to meet Cancer, the deep emotional anchor of the soul, guided by the steady, protective light of the moon. Cancer operates with what we call a protective lunar shell. Because Cancer feels absolutely every emotional tide and absorbs feelings like a sponge, they really need this sanctuary. But here's the thing, Cancers retreat into this space not just to protect their own highly vulnerable, sensitive core, but to gather the vital strength they need to nurture, comfort, and heal those around them. They literally build fortresses of emotional safety for the people they love.
Now, what's really interesting here is Cancer's ultimate intuitive superpower, their emotional radar. Because of their deep connection to the moon, which is the ruler of memory and instinct, they possess this profound empathy for unspoken pain, and they hold incredible ancestral memory. I mean, their gut instincts are legendary. This radar picks up on energetic truths, subtle shifts in tone, hidden tensions, way before words are ever spoken. It's exactly what fuels their unwavering loyalty and helps them create that profound sense of emotional safety for others.
Part 3. Scorpio, the Shadow Alchemist.
All right, now we plunge deeper into the dark, hidden trenches of the ocean. Ruled by Pluto, this is the intense realm of confronting the taboo, diving into the esoteric, and mastering the cycle of death and rebirth. Scorpio acts as the underworld's gatekeeper, possessing what we call X-ray vision for the soul. While Cancer feels your pain, Scorpio sees your secrets. They have this heightened awareness that allows them to look straight through the masks people wear, right into the darkest recesses of their minds. They are the zodiac's relentless investigators, fearlessly uncovering hidden psychological truths that most people are absolutely terrified to even acknowledge. The philosopher Heraclitus once said, "Those who love wisdom must investigate many things," and Scorpio completely embodies this relentless, almost obsessive drive. They just aren't content with surface-level, polite illusions. No way. They are driven to unearth the esoteric mysteries of life, the paranormal, and the hidden mechanics of destiny. They will dig and dig until they strike the dark truth. And this brilliantly illustrates how Scorpios possess a real duality of power, what our sources call the shifting shadows. On the light spectrum, this intensity manifests as fierce loyalty, profound transformation, and true empowerment. They are the literal phoenix rising from the ashes. But on the dark spectrum, that exact same energy can easily slip into obsession, possessiveness, and self-destruction. Scorpios have to constantly navigate these shifting shadows to achieve the alchemy of true rebirth, learning to wield their immense power without resorting to domination.
Part 4. Pisces, the mystical Dreamweaver.
Finally, we reach the boundless deep, the very bottom of the ocean, where the waters seemingly dissolve into the cosmos itself. Pisces naturally acts as a bridge between the material and the spiritual worlds. Ruled by Neptune, the planet of dreams and illusions, Pisceans were essentially born with one foot in this world and the other in an entirely different dimension. They float fluidly between our conscious, physical reality and the collective unconscious, picking up on the subtle vibrations of the universe as naturally as breathing.
So, the crucial point is, how does Pisces actually process all of this invisible energy? Well, they have incredibly fluid, almost non-existent emotional boundaries. This means they are constantly tapping into the collective unconscious and absorbing the joys and pains of everyone around them. But their true magic lies in mystical transformation. They channel this divine spiritual insight and transmute all that absorbed emotional weight into beautiful art, music, and boundless healing compassion.
Part 5. Mastering your watery gifts.
Let's pull back and see how this all builds together. As we begin to float back up toward the surface, we really need to talk about the ultimate evolutionary journey of all three of these water signs. Like, why does understanding this deep psychic architecture actually matter for you in your daily life? When we look at the complete picture, we see exactly how each sign masters their own unique emotional magic. We have Cancer, the Moonlit Guardian, whose sole purpose is to anchor the heart and heal. We have Scorpio, the Shadow Alchemist, who navigates the cycles of death and rebirth to empower us. And we have Pisces, the mystical Dreamweaver, whose purpose is to merge with the divine and channel universal truth. They each represent a crucial, distinct stage in processing the unseen world. Which brings us to our final question for this explainer. Are you ready to dive into your own depths? You know, the world so often tells us that sensitivity is a weakness, some sort of fragility to be overcome. But as we've seen mapped out today, it is an incredible, profound superpower. So I challenge you to honor your emotional gifts rather than hiding them away. Take a look at your own birth chart, find those water placements, and start exploring the magic you hold within. Thank you so much for joining me in the Abyssal Ocean today, and I absolutely cannot wait to see you in the next explainer.